Welcome to our second lesson exploring the character of King Duncan in Shakespeare's Macbeth. Today we'll look at King Duncan's second key characteristic as a naive figure in Macbeth. Previously, we have looked at Duncan's benevolence. While this is undoubtedly a great trait, it is also, in some ways, his fatal flaw. We will begin by examining his blind trust in the people who work for him. Then we will look at his inability to recognize signs of deceit. Finally, we will conclude by considering his overly optimistic outlook on life. This naivety, while innocent in origin, becomes his tragic flaw. Let's delve in. King Duncan is depicted as naive because of his tendency to trust others easily, which leads to his downfall. We see an example during Act 1, Scene 4, where he says,
"He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust."
In this scene, Duncan talks about the previous Thane of Cawdor who betrayed him. Duncan's choice of words, notably absolute trust, stresses his unshakable faith in people, making him tragically susceptible to betrayal. As Macbeth's later betrayal of him makes clear, Duncan has yet to learn from his mistakes. Just as he placed his trust in the old Thane of Cawdor, he places his trust in Macbeth. Again, it leads to the same result. Therefore, while we have previously considered Duncan's trust in others as a testament to his belief in inherent human goodness, in his case, it proves to be a flaw rather than a virtue, as it blinds him to any potential deceit or betrayal. King Duncan is presented as a naive character, largely shown through his inability to recognize deceit and potential threats. A clear example of this can be seen in Act 1, Scene 6, when Duncan tells Lady Macbeth,
"Give me your hand. Lead me to my host. I love him dearly, and I shall continue to hold him in high favour. When you are ready, hostess."
King Duncan's decision to permit Lady Macbeth to guide him, demonstrated by him giving her his hand, suggests his vulnerability and gullibility as he unknowingly marches towards potential danger within the castle walls, portraying his lack of insight and ability to detect ill intent. There is a sense of dramatic irony at work here, as the audience knows of Lady Macbeth's evil intentions and recognizes how Duncan is being deceived. Moreover, King Duncan's public declaration of affection and respect for Macbeth further proves his naivety. In light of what the audience know of Macbeth, Duncan's unshakable belief in his loyalty and good character emphasizes his oblivious nature. Unfortunately, King Duncan's inability to identify deception makes him an easy target for manipulation and ulterior motives, which tragically leads to his untimely demise. King Duncan's naivety is evident through his optimistic outlook, as he tends to see the world through rose-tinted spectacles. Upon arriving at Macbeth's castle, he states,
"This castle hath a pleasant seat. The air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses."
This statement outlines his innocence and optimism as he admires Macbeth's castle. Duncan's characterization of the castle with a pleasant seat and the air that nimbly and sweetly appeals to their gentle senses illustrates his tendency to see the world in a positive light. Unfortunately, his unwavering trust in his surroundings and people blinds him to potential threats, even in situations laden with danger and an ominous atmosphere. This naive disposition, although charming, impedes his ability to sense the impending doom masterminded by Macbeth, demonstrating that naivety in a position of power comes at a steep price with the result of his death. And that brings us to the end of today's lesson, students. We have examined King Duncan's trusting nature that makes him prone to manipulation, his inability to perceive deceit which portrays his lack of insight and ability to detect ill intent, and, finally, his optimistic worldview that blinds him to potential threats. These elements of naivety leave him vulnerable and directly contribute to his tragic downfall in the story. Keep revising this lesson and see you next time. Watch the rest of the GCSE English Literature course at Sophos Education.